Hello, first grade. This video is going to be dedicated to you. I know last week or the week before we did an assessment and I asked you some questions as to what a landscape is. I showed you a horizon line, and basically the horizon line is the line that separates the sky from the ground. What you do along this horizon line is up to you, whereas creating a space, and this space goes across. It can vary in the type of line that you're using. As you're going across here, you can see that my line changed as far as the curviness of it, the straightness of it, and then whether or not it rised up and went around. Okay. One way we can determine what is the background and what is the foreground is with color. This area right here, being the sky, could just be totally colored in blue. But usually before I get going, as far as creating my composition, I think about all the elements that are there. One of the things is I can consider clouds if I want clouds in my composition. And as these clouds come to the foreground, even though it's behind the horizon line, this cloud is coming closer to the foreground. And we know it based on its size. The larger that it is, the closer that it is to us. The reason it doesn't pass the horizon line is because it's in the sky, and the horizon line is telling us space and distance, as well as where the sky begins and where the sky ends. So this cloud here then would be much closer to me than, say, this cloud. And one that's even further away could be much smaller. Now, it could be in this area here and still be small. It isn't where it is in relationship to the paper, but in relationship to the size and to the space that you're working from, okay? I hope that makes sense to you so far. Okay, so we've got our horizon, we've got our background. Our middle ground's going to be somewhere in this area here, from one end of the paper to the other, because this could still be middle ground. And foreground is whatever is closest to us. Does that make sense? When we looked at our compositions before. Okay, I'm going to create a line that comes up into my foreground. This line could represent a road. It could represent a lake. This could be water here, and this could be land mass. It's really up to you. But this line, again, divides the space. It creates an interest because of it flowing and showing movement and having rhythm. It's going back into space. So, again, this here could all become a lake, or maybe not. And then this could be the landmass. That's up to you. Let me show you. If I draw this line out, this could be a river or a road. But maybe I don't want to leave it there. I'm thinking this time, I want to go along and make this a lake. So maybe I have a boat on my lake. There's a young person out here paddling along and going somewhere. Okay. Maybe here's his paddle, his oar. Or he's paddling along or fishing along or whatever he decides he wants to do. Up here, I could have a person. I think I'm going to draw this person just a little larger. Anyone guess why I'm going to draw this person larger? This person's going to be in the foreground. So therefore, this person's bigger than this person. Maybe this person's waving at their friend out here. standing along here along the edge of the beach. Okay, we can have possibly some rocks along here. As these rocks get further away, just like the clouds, they would diminish and get smaller and smaller, again, showing the space. But you guys can have as much fun with this as you want. You can make this a winter landscape. Maybe this guy has his boys with him and they built a snowman out here. But this wouldn't make much sense to have a guy out here in the boat unless he's ice fishing. That could be a possibility. Have some fun with this. Again, I'm going to get my details in before I start coloring. So, notice the sizes, notice the spaces. Now, if I want to build a house off here in the distance, it's okay that my house might be a little smaller than this young man here because it is further back. Again, part of the reason we do this in pencil is I may need to erase some of my details that are in the background to put this image into the foreground. Okay, this is making sense to you. So this week, what I want you guys to do is to make a landscape. I want you to be creative with it. I want you to be able to identify where the horizon line is. What's the importance of size in creating your landscape? Think about color. Now, Mr. Rifle has not added color yet, so I'm going to need to add some color here to my lake, to my landscape here, to my hills in the background, and my sky. Okay? This is just your starting point. Have fun this week and enjoy art. See you guys soon.